Well, we're going to start the Cougar to get it out of the way for the 3000 GT. But I seem to have lost my oil cap. No clue where that went. And that's it. The hood don't want to shut. Couldn't contain all that power underneath this hood. All 3.8 V6 of it. But when you start it up, there's a lot of blow-by coming out from underneath. Coming out from where the oil cap should be. So I'm gonna. Oh, you're a jerk! You're gonna do this to me, huh? It's like, yep, I am. Here we go. And she's smoking bad. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of blow-by coming out from underneath the hood. And she's already smoking out everything. Doesn't help that it's pretty foggy right now. And it won't idle. So it's clearly not running healthy, so we're gonna be digging into that a little bit. I smell oil really bad though. Like I said, it's all coming from around. A lot of it's coming from here. But like I said, it's shooting oil out of the breather now, or out of the oil fill cap, because I don't know where I put it. That's just from that. So yeah, there's a lot of blow-by. That's not good. Good news, there's not a hole in my block. Instead, underneath the top intercooler pipe, the breather blew off and proceeded to dump oil all over everything. So, at least that's not the end of the world, but why is there that much blow-by? And the misfire could very well be just bad plugs and wires. These look like they're original. Let's see here, 8mm high temp, something made in somewhere. I don't see the Ford logo on them, so they might not be factory motorcraft, but they look pretty old. So my misfire could very well be a bad plug. Well, it does not look like they're the most funnest to change in the world. So we'll plug that back together. And maybe I might do a set of well, I'm going to do a set of plugs and wires on this car, I'm pretty sure. It's actually the first time not the first time to stick money into this car, due to I did buy a new clutch line, new slave, and a new clutch kit for this car, for when I do the 5-speed swap. So I got all that stuff new. So that I did spend money on. But so far, that's all I spent money on this car. And now it sounds like I'm going to do plugs and wires. And hopefully that fixes my misfire. But while we do that, I'm going to do a compression test to see what the motor is at. And hopefully she ain't too bad. Yay! Disassembling the 3000 GT here. And working on the torque converter bolts. And I get the first one off, and part of the flex plate came off with it. Now, to the second hole. There's no bolt in it. So let's find out what the rest look like, huh? Kind of hard to do this one-handed. Sorry for the shaky cam. What are we doing here? Okay, there we go. Oh, there's one in there. Is it broke though? Guess we'll find out, hey? There she be. This one broken too? No, this one doesn't look broken. And I can't tell if there's a bolt in the other one, but yeah, weird. So, because at first I was like, well, that explained why the car doesn't move. The flex plate isn't bolted on, but there's one there. So, this transmission is toast. I'm like, holy crap, these suckers are in there good. Some good old Loctite. No, they're just, if you don't got Loctite, cross thread it. That always seems to work. Someone didn't like working on this car. Come on. There we go. And so, out of 4 bolts, one was missing. This one's probably cross-threaded, I'm assuming, like the other ones. And one of them was, the thing was broke, so only 2 bolts were actually holding the torque converter to the flex plate. Wow. Impressive. I don't think anything is attached. That's broke. So maybe it's not the transmission's junk. Maybe when they did the install, or not even the install. Because when I bought the car, they said they changed the servos in the transmission because it wasn't shifting right. And then after they did it, it no longer moved. Well, you're looking at a good reason why. The parts that hold the torque converter to the flex plate is no longer attached. My question is, how did this thing start? What the frick holds the ring gear? Oh, the ring gear's on the... Oh, the ring gear's on the flywheel, on a torque converter. It did start. Huh. Weird. So I wasn't going to start another time. Unless that's supposed... No, I'm pretty sure that's broke. Huh. Weird. Well, I got the engine mostly out now. That's all that's left of, I guess, you would call a flex plate. Not much. So yeah, that thing was junk. So there was one bolt holding that torque converter to this engine. Oh boy. Well, yeah. So I mean, trans still got to be bad. I mean, torque converter was still spinning. Granted, don't know how much longer it would have spun, but it wouldn't. The transmission's no good, so. Oh. Glad I'm getting further on this project. Pretty soon the motor will be out here in a little bit. Go lift it up over, put her somewhere in this mess of a garage. Then get the car out and bring in the Thunderbird Cougar, the Thunder Cougar, to see what's wrong with that. Though my hopes aren't very high, I'm thinking motor junk, but we'll see about that. But who knows, might be doing this again to a MR12 platform. Or MN12 platform. My bad. So, as I was cutting the exhaust off, because I don't need it, and I was trying to cut the piece that comes down and got the oil pan a little bit. So as my tradition of every motor pull, there's the other part of that flex plate. The other half is the one half that fell out earlier. I don't know where the heck I threw that. But as my tradition continues of me making an absolute mess out of just about everything, because what kind of backwoods redneck mechanic would I be if I didn't make a frickin' mess? A bad one, that's what. So, yeah. Making a mess. Wee-hoo. Especially to clean up afterwards. Woo.